Hey you guys, this is my first video on this YouTube channel, and I decided to just make this one spread for my first video. So this is my second week of September weekly spread, and yes, so this is my bullet journal. I use the Leuchtturm 1917, and it's the white one. So for September, I have this flower theme, like poppies theme. So I use watercolors to make those. And the first thing when I do these flowers is, when you work with watercolors, you want to be adding layers. And especially because these pages in the Leuchtturm bullet journal, they're very thin. So using just a very small amount of water is going to help you so that it doesn't wrinkle and bleed and stuff. So adding many small thin layers is going to make it look really good. So as you can see, I'm starting with outlining a bunch of flowers, and I'm using different like water to color ratio, so they're a bit different shades, but just start light. And then as for my second layer, I'm just adding a lot more color to some areas of the flowers, not the entire thing. You wanna, if you just look at a flower, it has different like layers, I guess. It's different colors. It's not all same. The whole flower is not the same color. So that's what you wanna kind of recreate. So I'm just adding a lot more deep color now to every single flower, and I'm doing it different on every single one, so it's more of a variation on this page. So I think when I did this, I added 3 layers of this pink red watercolor. So I'm on my 3rd layer now, adding just the darkest bits to every single flower. And you don't have to add this the darkest color to the whole thing. Just add very small little lines. As you can see here, it's very thin and barely noticeable, but it adds a lot of details, and it just makes it look really realistic. So just do that to every single one, and when you do these flowers a lot, you will, get the hang of it and just try new things, and yeah, you kind of understand the layout. Also, when I add this really dark color, I do add small lines, as you can see right now, and they're kind of on the outside, but they act a little bit like it's a more depth to each flower. I don't know how to explain it, but I just add a little bit of a line, all over. Here you can see me making some drips on the pages. This just adds a little bit more details. I think it looks really good, but be careful with the table or the floor. Protect your tables. So now I'm going to go and change the water because we're going to add green now. So I'm adding some green leaves to the flower, and you can use however many leaves you want, but I'm adding just a few to every flower that is on the outside. And I'm going light at first, and then I'm adding more depth to some of the leaves, not every single one. So here you can see it's very light, and I'm going back soon with a bit of a darkness to it, but not the whole thing, just like on the edge. So just do that all over, and add a bit random little triangles to make it look like the leaves. So here you can see me adding a bit of a shadow, a green like shadow, and here is where I'm putting the September title for this spread. And I've never done this technique before, but I think it actually turned out really nice. Right now it doesn't look too good because it looks really like wrinkled, but it does turn out really nice. So here you can see the pens that I'm using. I'm using the Faber-Castell Pitt Artist pen in medium and in the brush one. So here you can see me writing the days. I can't speak. Writing the days, and I'm starting with Monday. When you see me writing here all the days of this week, my head is going to be in the shot a lot. I'm just not used to filming when I draw and such, so yeah. So sometimes you will not see me actually writing, but hopefully that's okay. So I just, I'm not really good at writing yet. Lettering is not my thing, but I'm trying. And I'm doing this like fake calligraphy where I add thickness to the downstrokes afterwards. So you can see I'm just writing normally here with the medium sized pen, and then I'm adding shadows to the downstrokes afterwards. I'm kind of cheating there, but I think it looks really good, and it's so easy to do that. I'm also adding the number of the day underneath there. So yeah. I'm actually from Sweden, so you know, technically I should be writing the days in Swedish, but I think that they look really good in English, so I do my spreads in English and then I write my tasks and stuff in Swedish. But in case you're wondering about my accent or something, it's because I'm Swedish. So here you can see me kind of skipping over me writing a few of the days because my head is in the way. You can't see. I need to work on that. But yeah, so here are all the days done. So now I'm gonna write the September header, and I'm doing basically the same thing but just a little bit bigger, and I'm using the same pen, the medium sized Faber-Castell Pitt Artist pen. And I'm also going to add this fake calligraphy to the lettering as well, as you see me doing right here. So right now I'm also going to write week 2 with a very small gel pen. It's very thin, but just to have it there. So now I'm gonna finish up the flowers because they have dried, and I'm using the black brush pen from Faber-Castell, and I'm just drawing this like middle little doodle. It's not a square, it's not a round thing, it's just a little doodle in the middle. And I do this to everyone, and this adds so much. And now I'm adding a bunch of dots around it, so I'm focusing more the dots towards the middle, and then kind of do a little bit outside as well. And I use the same brush pen, by the way, and this adds a lot. It looks like the seeds of the flower. I think this looks really good. And yeah, just continue doing this. You don't have to use the brush pen, you can just use like a normal pen. If you don't want the seeds to be so big and like vibrant, you can just use the normal pen. Here I'm using a gel pen, a white gel pen, and I'm doing the same thing. I'm adding a bunch of dots. The lighting is kind of weird. The sun went down when I recorded this, so when I put my head over, it kind of made it very, very light. So I apologize for that. But I'm just doing like the same thing, adding a bunch of like highlight seeds, kind of, to the middle. And this makes so much of a detail. It adds so much definition to the flowers, and I love this stuff. I love adding white details to the flowers. I also added some white shadows, or no, highlights to the September letter. And that's it. Now we're done. So this was my September week 2 weekly spread with this poppies theme. Please let me know if you want to see more. Yeah, and I'll see you next time. Bye!